Welcome to Past Chronicles. If you're new here, we explore forgotten technologies, ancient engineering, and the hidden genius of lost civilizations. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss our weekly historical deep dives. Today, we're re-uncovering a mystery that modern engineers still struggle to fully explain. How did the Romans create concrete that refuses to crack even after 2,000 years? Modern concrete, the kind we use to build our cities, lasts maybe 50 to 100 years before it starts to crack and crumble. Yet, the Roman Pantheon, with its magnificent unsupported dome, still stands. Their aqueducts, harbors, and temples have survived earthquakes, storms, relentless erosion, and the sheer weight of time itself. What on earth makes Roman concrete so different, so enduring? For centuries, scholars believed Roman durability was a matter of luck. Maybe they just had access to better stone, superior sand, or benefited from a drier climate. It was a simple explanation, but it never quite felt right. And recent studies have revealed something far more advanced. Something that turns the old theories upside down. It turns out Roman builders intentionally engineered a self-healing concrete technology we are only now beginning to understand. This wasn't luck, it was genius. At the very core of Roman concrete lies a special ingredient, a volcanic ash called pozzolana. This fine powder, sourced from volcanic regions like Pozzolani, near Naples, was the Romans' secret weapon. When mixed with lime and seawater, it triggers a unique and powerful chemical process. As the ancient architect Vitruvius described it, the mixture locked the stones together like bone, forming a single, solid mass. Pozzolana creates interlocking crystals that continue to grow over time, actively reinforcing the structure instead of weakening it. Think about that for a second. It's a material that gets stronger with age, rather than decaying. To me, this is the closest thing humanity has ever created to a living stone. It's a concept that feels almost magical, but it was a practical reality for Roman engineers. They weren't just building for their lifetime. They were building for eternity. But the volcanic ash was only part of the story. The biggest breakthrough in understanding this ancient marvel came very recently, when researchers looked closer at the concrete itself. They found tiny white chunks scattered throughout the material, pieces of quicklime that hadn't fully dissolved during the mixing process. For decades, scholars and engineers thought these white chunks, or lime clasts, were simply mistakes, evidence of poor quality control or sloppy mixing. It was assumed the Romans just weren't very good at getting a consistent blend. But new analysis shows these mistakes are actually the key to the concrete's self-healing ability. They were put there on purpose. When tiny cracks form from stress or settling, water inevitably seeps in. This water reacts with the pockets of highly reactive quicklime, creating a calcium carbonate solution that flows into the cracks and quickly hardens, sealing the damage naturally. To me, this proves that Roman engineers weren't just skilled builders, they were brilliant, intuitive chemists, working with a level of foresight we're only now appreciating. The Roman harbor walls are perhaps the most astonishing examples of this technology in action. To build structures like the port at Caesarea, they constructed massive wooden molds directly in the sea and filled them with their volcanic ash mixture. Instead of eroding away under the constant assault of salt water, the concrete actually grew stronger. It's completely counterintuitive to everything we know about modern construction. Here, the seawater interacting with the volcanic ash forms an incredibly rare and stable mineral called aluminum. This mineral reinforces the concrete, making it even more durable over time. What's truly mind-blowing is that aluminum tobamorite is extremely difficult and expensive to produce artificially. even with all our modern lab equipment. Yet, the Romans mastered a process to create it on a massive scale, using nothing more than natural materials and an incredible understanding of their environment. To me, this proves that Roman engineers understood the long-term chemical behavior of materials far better than we ever gave them credit for. One of the most frustrating parts of this mystery is that no single, complete recipe for Roman concrete survives. We have references from writers like Vitruvius, but no detailed formula. What we've discovered is that each region adapted the process using local materials, creating countless variations of the formula. A temple in Gaul would have a slightly different mix than a harbor in North Africa. Some of these unique mixtures were so specific that we have yet to replicate them perfectly today. This suggests that Roman engineering knowledge wasn't just written down in a textbook, it was practical. Hands-on wisdom, passed directly from master builders to their apprentices on the job site. It was an oral tradition, refined over generations. When the Roman Empire collapsed, the vast trade networks and centralized institutions that protected this knowledge disappeared. And so, the knowledge dissolved alongside them. To me, the lost formula isn't some mythical scroll hidden in a vault. It simply vanished with its creators, lost to the chaos of the centuries that followed. This brings us to a huge question. If Roman concrete was so superior, why did future civilizations abandon it? The answer is a practical one, rooted in cost, complexity, and the complete collapse of trade routes. The key ingredient, pozzolana, came from very specific volcanic regions. After the Western Roman Empire fell, long-distance quarrying and transport became dangerous, if not impossible. The stable, secure trade networks that allowed heavy materials to be shipped across the Mediterranean were gone. Without a reliable supply chain, this advanced concrete simply became impractical and unaffordable. Simpler, less durable mortar became the standard. This is how the world forgot one of its greatest inventions, not because it was flawed, but because the world it was built for had ceased to exist. Today, engineers and material scientists are looking back to ancient Rome for inspiration. They are actively trying to recreate Roman concrete to build longer-lasting bridges, ports, nuclear waste containment facilities, and coastal defenses. Its self-healing properties could revolutionize modern construction, reducing maintenance costs and our carbon footprint. A few innovative companies are already experimenting with Roman-inspired formulas, hoping to bring this ancient wisdom into the 21st century. So what do you think? Will modern construction eventually match the genius of Roman engineering? Or did the ancients possess a form of practical knowledge that we still can't fully replicate? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more ancient mysteries brought back to life by past chronicles. Thanks for watching.